Hey YouTube, it's Grace, and in this week's video we are going to be painting over another one of my Minecraft doors. You may remember a while ago I repainted this one, which far away might not look that much different, but close up looks so much better. And I don't show the other doors I've painted very often on film because I really don't like how they turned out, so we're gonna fix that. This is the door I'm going to be repainting in this video, which is an iron door, and it looks okay from far away, but like up close the paint is so thin, the lines are not straight, and honestly the colors just don't look that good. But instead of jumping straight into repainting this door, I wanted to go back and walk you through exactly how I got to this point in case some of you want to use this video as a tutorial. So the first thing you should know is that most doors in America at least are 30 by 80 inches. That's a pretty average size. I do have a different size door in my house, but the rest of them are that size. And Minecraft doors are 16 by 32 pixels. So the way that you figure out the size of each pixel, the height and the width of it, you take 80 inches divided by 32 pixels, giving you 2.5 inches for the height of each pixel. And then you take 30 inches divided by 16 pixels and you get 1.875 inches for the width. Another thing you should know is that yes, technically these pixels are not perfect squares because doors are not exactly a 1:2 ratio, but I have made 4 of these doors now in my house and I feel like I'm pretty certified to say that it really doesn't matter and they still look pretty good. If you need to use centimeters for this, then your numbers are probably going to be a lot bigger than mine, but it should still work. Anyways, now that you have your calculations and you know how big all of the pixels are gonna be, the first thing I always do is clean off my door because paint does stick to a clean surface much better. Secondly, this is optional, but after your door is like clean and completely dry, I like to prime it because your paint is going to show up a lot easier on a white surface compared to a very porous wood door. But then after your door is primed and the primer is dry, then you can go ahead and take those numbers that we just calculated and put them onto the door. So the way that we do this, you take your measuring device. So for me, I just used like a yardstick, but you can use whatever. And then I marked every 2.5 inches all the way down the door, and then every 1.875 inches on both the top and the bottom. And then I used my straight edge, which was my yardstick, and I just connected all those lines to make the grid. I cannot remember for the life of me if I kept the footage from the first time I ever painted these doors, but if I can find it, I will put a picture of how it looked with the primer and the grid right here. After I did all of that, I went on Google and just looked for Minecraft iron door PNG. I really couldn't find that great of a reference, so I just had to zoom into these screenshots that I found, but it should work. Then I just used a bunch of different shades of black, white, and gray to mix as close to the correct colors as I could. A lot of people ask me like, how do I mix the exact same colors? I don't. I just make them as close as I can. And yeah, I think that brings us up to speed. I made this in like 2020 or 2021, I really can't remember, but I think it's time. I think I gave you all my tips. Oh, angled brushes. Use angled brushes. They work so much better. I just realized I almost forgot to take an official before video of what the door looked like just with first coat of paint that I added a few years ago. And here's how it looks from further back. A little bit better, but still not great. Now, thankfully, I just finished a black and white painting, so I already have a few colors pre-mixed. I'm gonna start by painting the straight black pixels, which I think there's only 2 of them in this whole door, which are on the hinges on the bottom. So here and here. Next, I'm going to fill in the darker gray pixels, which are here, 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 and here. Now that I think about it, I remember painting this and realizing I messed up and just not caring enough to fix it. One of the reasons that I decided to redo all of my doors is because I've upgraded a lot of things in the last 3 or 4 years, like my painting abilities, my art supplies, like the quality of the paint, and I just think it's going to look so much better after this. Anyway, I'm on to color number 3 now, which just went on the doorknob, and then this 1 pixel on the hinge here. Actually, now that I look at it closer, I think I can use that same color on the corners here, and then also along the bottom and the side. Here's a little progress check so far. Not looking super different yet. Things get a little bit tricky after this though, because a lot of the lighter colors, like the contrast between them is a lot lower, so I think I'm gonna have to custom mix them, because so far I've just been using colors that I mixed for my last painting. I know this looks kind of funky right now, but you just gotta trust the process. Right now I am redoing the blue in the windows because I just made it way too bright last time, and I settled on this one here, which I mixed with a lot of white, light gray, and blue. Mixed the next lightest gray, which is right here, and I think I'm going to use it on like most of the background color of the door. Here is how it's looking. I was thinking about like darkening the color that I just used to paint half the door, but now that I look at it from further back, I think it looks pretty good. It definitely will need a second coat though. I just think the first time around I made the colors entirely too dark, and I think it's looking a lot better now. I think I'm going to finish it either tomorrow or Saturday. It's Thursday currently. So the video I was planning on posting before this has had an unexpected delay thanks to technology. Anyway, if I don't want to break my almost two year YouTube streak, I need to finish this like ASAP. Luckily I have Desi here to help me. Right, Desi? Oh, this is gonna be a process. I really like the main background color I have now, the light one that I just filled in, but now I feel like the other colors are too dark. So I think I'm gonna add another coat of this light color here, but lighten it a little bit to add to the contrast, and then lighten these to lower the contrast. It's now the next morning and I'm working on lightening those gray colors. You can kind of tell the difference there just to lower the contrast. I think it's looking better. So far today, I've lightened this color and this color, and next I'm going to lighten this color a bit. This is looking pretty good. I think the end is near. The last thing I'm going to do is add a blending color, if this will focus, for these kind of pixels here. Okay, so technically I finished it last night, but I wanted to wait until this morning to show you so that I would have a little bit better lighting. So here it is. I have to stand all the way in the corner of this room to be able to like get the whole thing in frame, but I think it turned out really good. The paint is way thicker. You can't see the lines through it anymore. The lines are a lot cleaner. The colors are a lot lighter and more muted, which is exactly what I was going for. I will take a photo of this door and put it next to this so you can get like a higher quality version, but I'll also have the photo on my Instagram, so if you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the description. Now that I'm done repainting this door, that means that I only have one more left to fix that I made a few years ago, which is the dark oak door, and I'm really excited for that because it's one of my favorite doors. But that pretty much concludes this video, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was somewhat helpful if you wanted to follow along for yourself, even though I technically wasn't starting from the beginning. But yeah, I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!